I've got some updates to share with you guys for the final puzzle in Resident Evil Requiem. So this is this game-long puzzle I posted out before, and nobody can figure it out, and I've got more clues today, but we still don't have answers. Maybe this will help you guys find the answer, though, with today's clues. So this thing, if you didn't see the last video, it's when you get the severed hand after doing the basement, and it'll pop you out over here in Central Hall, and you can turn around and grab the hand real fast by the elevator. You can take it to either of the laser microscopes, and then you can actually analyze it, and it'll start this mini game. So here's where the thing changes today. So what you're supposed to do is take this over to one of the offices, and there's like a puzzle you can do. So this thing gives you a code, and it's ignore A, and the G means something, C means something, and U means something, sun, moon, and stars, all that stuff. And you can go over to the lead researcher's office right here and put it in. And I covered that in the last video, and I'll show again some point in this video. But today I want to focus on the things people found out. So one thing that someone said, and I have not been able to repeat this, but I've seen a few different people say this, which is if you scan it over here at this laser microscope and then just walk over to here while carrying Emily, which I don't have Emily with me anymore, right, on this save. When you walk up here, you may hear some kind of like girl growl. I could not replicate it, and I was wondering like maybe it was a zombie below. The guy who did it claimed that all his zombies were dead in the entire place. So I don't know if it was just like a cheese video where he just added on audio or if it was real, but I did see like 2 or 3 different people say that they were able to get it to happen. And one person said it was after they solved the puzzle over here and then walked over and did the same thing. And one person said it was before doing the puzzle over here. So I don't know. If you guys can get something like that to happen and figure out if that's real or not, and then I don't know. That's just something. That's like a lead, but I don't know if it's real or fake. Another update I have in this one about this whole puzzle is this room over here. So the medication room where you originally get Emily. And so over here, we have this hole in the wall, and we have the raccoon statue, and we have this doll. And I finally figured out who was in this room. Some of you guys already knew. So this is none other than Marie. And Marie is the name of the giant monster lady wearing a dress that you fight. So this doll is the clue for that. I'm not sure there's much more to this, but this one doesn't have any identifying thing on his shoe. There's nothing here, but this is this doll, okay? You see this exact doll? Also, this hole is eerily reminiscent of the holes that the monster makes. It's just smaller. So what happened here in theory is this one turned into a monster and crawled out while it was small, and it just kept growing larger, and now it's been however many years, and now it's that giant large monster that chases you around throughout the game. And I actually have a way to confirm that this is most likely the case. Before all of this, when you get to the holding cells, the final part of the basement, and it's time to get Emily, first off, you can go in here, you can kill all these zombies in order to make this easier. If not, you still have time to do what I'm going to show you. So there's a hint in the cage that has Emily. So if you go over here and put in these joint vaults, I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to go in here, put in the final joint vaults, cutscene will play, and very critical here, immediately turn in here and go in here, and there's a doll on the ground. Look familiar? That's the same doll as in that place we were just looking in, that holding cell. This one's different though. If you spin this one like this, you'll see at the bottom, on the foot, it has the name Marie written on it, which means it's most likely that the thing in that cage was Marie. That Marie was the monster, turned into the monster, grew larger, and it collects these dolls just like it had that doll when it was a small child in the cage. And there's some lore later in the game. I don't want to spoil things, but who knows how many years passed since that thing turned into the monster. It's hard to know. We've also got a new hint that's really, really fascinating. So the thing is with this hand, right? So we can take this hand, and to give a quick refresher, everyone, we can go to one of these things. We can analyze the hand, and in the puzzle, all you have to do is click this, this, and this, and then it gives you the code. There were hints for this code all over the place. It's distances to the sun, the moon, the star, and stuff. The G is that and all that, and it all corresponds to what's the moon, what's the star. We have all that figured out, all right? Once you do that, you go south by the waiting room, go up the stairs up here to the lead researcher's office, and we can put in the code up here, and I will show you the code again to remind you, but there's actually something different I want to show you that I feel like most of you guys did not catch this. So the code is sun, star, sun, moon, star, and then it's sun, moon, sun, and then moon, star. Before I hit the last one, okay, as soon as this pulls out, I'm going to show you something up at the top, okay? So after you do this, it'll have this girl laugh, and pretty much all you guys at this point probably know that. But there's something else I want you to see afterwards. Immediately look up. It's coming from the speaker, okay? And that's why it sounds so weird. It sounds like it's coming through some crappy speaker when they have it play, because most likely the sound is coming from this speaker right here. The other thing people are wondering, okay, so that speaker, does that mean someone is playing this from a microphone? And if so, where are the microphones located? I know where a few are, and I can show you. Before I get to that, though, another thing is people are wondering, since you can still input things, it's very plausible that the laugh means you did the expected thing, but the expected thing is not actually the code to solve this puzzle, in which case we're missing something obvious or not so obvious, and there's some kind of different sequence of things, maybe shorter, maybe longer, or something else we're supposed to do in order to get a different result, or that's all we got to do. And the rest of this stuff continues as the game goes on. People are thinking maybe the orphanage, maybe you just do this, and then you go on with your game, and there's something else that'll be slightly different at the orphanage where you can have something happen, and maybe something will happen at the cafe with Leon later on, and you go through the whole game, and there's a whole bunch of things like this that we got to do. That's very possible. We don't know yet, but that's where people are thinking right now for some people. As for the theory about where is it coming from, the microphone, there's a microphone and a computer right here in the guard office, so someone could be in here, but if you leave Emily in here, it's kind of weird. I mean, I guess she doesn't really talk anyway. She's blind, but I don't know. You think she would tell you, but, you know, I don't know, just a video game. Another option for one of these, same kind of setup, is in the security room in the basement, which in one way makes sense because if you're thinking maybe it's Marie that's doing it, but that laugh doesn't sound like adult monster Marie. It sounds like child Marie, if anybody. Sounds more like the evil girl puppet from Resident Evil Village. But here's a microphone. Here's TVs, although none of them look like they're watching that room. But maybe one of these TVs is supposed to be watching that room. I don't know. It's probably not this, though, honestly. And then there's another thing I tested, and it did not work. So you guys don't need to waste your time trying this particular one. So the first time you come through here by the lead researcher's office, there's a man and a woman who stand right here. And you can actually run past them, or you can actually, more importantly, bait them down, and then run past them and get up here. And then you can activate this guy without these people being killed. And if you have 2 shots in the Magnum, in the Requiem, then what you can do is actually 2-shot this guy in the head with a specific method. And you can get those 2 shots by going to the examination room and grabbing the hemolytic injector from here, but then leaving, and then going over here and killing the chef with it. And then the chef will drop the pantry key, go in the pantry, and you get a second bullet. And then you come over here this early in the game, and you activate this guy. It's called a chunk. And then you just walk over into here. He'll come in here, and then he'll get stuck with his head like perfectly still. And you just aim and wait for the dot to appear in the middle, and it'll do that for the Requiem. Here, I can show you like this. And once the dot appears, then you shoot, and then do that twice, and that does extra damage. And it should be enough with just 2 shots to be able to kill the chunk. And you'll actually get like an interesting like secret charm, basically, for doing that. And then you can do that without killing these 2 people right here. What that allowed then was for me to go down here and kill all the people in here except for the singing lady, which I did not do on the save that you're seeing right now. And then I was able to take the singing person and bait her into going all the way over to here and singing right next to these 2 people, the couple or whatever, these 2 people, they're even a couple, didn't do anything, okay? So we can rule that out. Don't even worry about that one. That just straight up does not work. I tested that. Something else that's fascinating is inside of that box where all this revolves around with, we put in the code, we get the laugh. One of the things you get is some folder that has this in it. And something really strange is that someone noticed, and I saw this on like an reply in a comment. Somebody said that it's odd that it dials from auto to hand. I don't know you guys, but I've never seen a dial on anything in my life that dials to hand. And so that was really fascinating. And so maybe this has something to do with it. Another thing that I was thinking maybe is, I don't have it with me, but the folder that has both this research and that other thing in it, maybe if you have that in your inventory, maybe that's what makes the growl happen over here, because in both my save files I tested on, I actually discarded that after getting it without even thinking, because it was like those saves were before I even knew about this puzzle. And I haven't had the time to take like the 2 hours or whatever to go through everything and keep the folder. I could test that and see. I'll probably do that tomorrow, but it's late for me. This is my last video before I go to bed tonight. And maybe if you have that folder in your inventory, maybe that's what's making it trigger for some of those people, because some people have that trigger and some people don't have that trigger, and I don't know what it is. People are still also fascinated by the restroom, myself included. So when you go in here, there's these 3 toilets, and what's really weird at these toilets, and nobody's been able to figure out, and I can't help but it's related to at least some kind of puzzle, is these toilets can flush as many times as you like, and ironically, there's 3 of them. People have tried assuming that they're lined up the same as the other thing, so it's like, I don't know, whichever one, moon, sun, star. I think this was sun, moon, star, like what we saw in the one. People put the code in this by doing the flushing of the toilets. Does not work, okay? I've tried draining the blood, by the way, out of this. It just gets rid of this little thing on top of the blood. That doesn't do anything. I've tried flushing this a bunch of times, haven't seen anything happen. But these toilets are really weird, and everyone is extremely suspicious that they actually do something. Also, something weird on my game. So there was this zombie over here. I don't think this is related. I just wanted to show you guys this because it scared the crap out of me when it happened the first time. So there's a zombie here, and I skipped him and didn't kill him on the map the first time I came through here. For some reason, for me, he's not there. And if I go to the restroom, check out what happens here. If I go over here and then look over to the right, he literally pops up in my face and grabs me. Dude, the first time that happened, it actually jump scared me so bad, more than anything that's happened this entire game. I just want to show with you guys. Maybe you guys can see that glitch too. I strongly doubt it's related. Another thing I've seen thrown around is this bookshelf right here. So this is in the VIP suite. This is the last place you can go to before you're at the point of no return. So you might have a hint in here. Maybe there's something. People are saying maybe the letter of each, one, whatever they start with. There's M, there's D, there's J, there's E, whatever. And maybe the alignment, there's a blank spot. And then we got 1, 2, blank, 1, blank. This one's got 1 blank 1 1 blank 1, and the bottom one's got a blank spot here 2 or something. I don't know. So people were theorizing about this. Maybe you could throw this into your brain too. Think about this in some way. Maybe there's something here. And those are all the relevant hints that I saw so far in the last 24 hours. But there's something else, and this is like spoiler. So if you completed the game, then this is fine. I have not fully completed the game. I just got to the point where they're talking about basically everybody's just a clone of Grace. There's like, oh, there's Grace clones. I'm like, maybe that's not what's going to happen in the end. They're like, oh, actually, we were lying. That's not what that was. But assuming that was true, because I haven't actually had time to beat the game because all the videos I've been making. Okay, this is a clone of Grace. The crazy thing that is chasing you, Marie, is a clone of Grace, and there's been all these clones of Grace that are dead. Okay, I know it's a spoiler, so you should close the video before that. And so if this is Grace, I'm Grace, that was Grace. Anybody could be the pair. But one thing I did notice is that in the security manager's office, I was like skimming through an old video for something I was doing, and I noticed something interesting, which is in the cutscene after you, I don't know if it was, I think it was when you look at it with the braille, but you don't have Emily with you. I noticed something really fascinating. She picks up a photo, and it has 2 young girls that kind of look like her. Okay, and the like photo and the like lighting on the photo and everything makes them look very angelic. Okay, I know one of the translations was the angels or whatever. So it really made me think that seeing that really made me think it was this girl and it was Marie. Something to do with them, which is also why I noticed that when people go to this area up here and they hear that laugh, the growl, the growl sounds like Marie, the monster. And so that gave me hope that it was like, oh, maybe there's a way you can find Marie in the care center or something. But then also, if this is a clone of Grace and I'm playing as Grace, then I guess the sweet couple pair, whatever, could be, me and her. The other thing was like, this couple over here, people were saying that I saw one person on Reddit say they did in fact try the thing of keeping them alive, getting them into the lead researchers' office as close as you can get, and also the one that sings over here, all 3 of them like at the door basically chasing. They won't actually go into the room and then do the puzzle when they're there. Didn't do anything. So, things like that are ruled out. But I saw one guy, he tried so much stuff, and he was like, he downloaded like mods and things to try to do stuff, looking through walls and stuff. He said he looked up in this area over here and using a mod to look around the corner up high. It was just a post-process like black volume to make it look like shadowing. And then he also said he took, wait till he was here as Leon, and he went to the bar and lounge and smashed the singer's head into the piano and smashed the other one's head into a piano somehow. And go figure, that didn't do anything either. So that's everything we got for today. I'll keep on checking like Reddit, Steam Communities X, and everything I can find to see if anyone's figured it out. Whenever somebody's figured it out, I'll post a video about it. And other than that, I'm going to keep making guides and walkthroughs, and I'll keep you guys updated on this every time I can find any kind of information about this until we figure out how to do this challenge. But yeah, so that's everything we know today, and I'll keep you guys updated as I find out more.